Okay. Well, because I gotta run to town this morning, we gotta unload this trailer. I could just unhook it and then, but then I'd have to hook it back up later. So, happy Sunday. What is this? The 13th? Yeah, 13th. At least it's not Friday the 13th, right? Or something. Here, you sit here so I can put my gloves on and not freeze my damn hands. It's actually pretty warm this morning, but it's not that damn warm, so. Well, maybe you can't do that with gloves on. That. Okay. Let's drop off through that there. You watch over here. I'm out. Thank you. So I need to clean out the toolbox on this white truck so I can put all my tow straps in it, because I've been throwing them in the back for fucking ever. Then coil them up and all other fucking fancy shit. It's pretty much all I do with the white truck now is haul. It's pretty much just my tow vehicle. So it's time to get that fucker organized too, but now that we're in daylight savings or standard time or wherever the fuck we are now, I don't know. We got the time change. It's more daylight in the evening, okay? I lose track what the fuck they call it anymore. So now we got a little bit more time. It's supposed to get a little bit warmer. That'll work out good. Here, you sit here. You sit there. Come on. Come on. I'm out. We gotta get the loops welded on the trailer too, so we're pulling down here. We're strapping tires down, but I haven't had a chance to do that either. Come on. Okay. I'll give you guys, see if this old girl will start here. I don't feel like lifting my leg that high today. It's one of them days. Y'all were fucking making sure I knew you were in charge last night. So, 97 F-150. She's 113 on the clock, 113.647. Needs a little cleaning on the inside, but no big deal. Leather seats are in decent shape yet. I mean, shit. Oh, look at that. There's gas money in the center console yet. Look at that shit. How's that for you? We'll clean her up. Must be the... See if she starts today. Got a quarter tank of fuel in it too. 3-year-old gas in there, 3+ years old. So she spits and sputters a little bit, that's why. But I hope you don't fuck like you park, you'll never get it in. Son of a bitch. Need about 100 of them to go put on people's windshields. That'd be funny as shit. Yeah, so AM FM cassette, perfect. Yeah, we'll get this little girl cleaned up. But four-wheel drive, power windows, power locks, all that shit. Let's get this thing off the trailer, shall we? I wasn't too concerned about the we're gonna park it over here because, you know, we need another fucking one in the lineup. Once we get this thing in the shop, we'll go through the stuff that we're gonna have to go through on it and fix and whatever else. So there she is, a little body rust on there, no big deal. Lee, I appreciate you, man. Lee was looking to make room in his garage, and well, I guess I needed another truck. So we'll fold the ramps back up, we'll get this trailer unhooked, and then I'm off to town to pick up some brake pads for that fucking Roger Dodge Caravan. And all right, so Select Ceramic, fucking great. Tell ya, the only one place around that I could get brake pads today, and they didn't even have the cheaper line or the middle line for this. This has heavy duty brakes on it for that application, so we had to buy the premium one, and it's right in the fucking shorts. So, whatever. They even wrap them fancy for you, because, you know what they want for them bastards, let me tell you. So not only is there, on this application, not only is there single piston calipers, dual piston calipers, but there's also dual piston calipers with the heavy duty towing package. So that was a little education on my part. I did not know that. Check and see if you got a receiver hitch, and see if you got dual piston calipers. If that's a factory receiver, you may have a heavy duty towing package. Who knew? So we'll and it's not a, it's an aftermarket 4-pin back there, because that's what that fuse is for. So I don't know, whatever. Let's get this thing put together, shall we? New hardware. Fancy. Okay, because I had cleaned up the hardware on this side, whatever. Premium brakes come with hardware, the cheaper line does not. And they didn't carry the cheaper or the mid-grade. You can't, well, cheaper brake pads aren't available for the heavy-duty towing package. You get what you get. So here we are. Gotta figure out which way to go there for a second. Not that one. Not that one. This one. Let's set them up here. See how these bad boys fit, shall we? They're a little bit tricky to get in there with their anti-rattle clip garbage going on here. Pop that one in. Come on. Why don't you want to go in there? Come on. It's got to go in behind the little tab here and then twist. And it's a little bit too bottom almost too. Top one, not so much. Okay, we'll examine and I'll bring you back. Okay, so the one anti-rattle clip is actually deformed on the thing, so it didn't fit right. Beyond that, once I change that out, it goes right together, so. Caliper on, make sure your hose isn't twisted. Just tap that over where it needs to be. $13mm wrench. Done and done, repeat the same process on the other side. Alright, so we got the brake pads installed. Pads and rotors. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the oil on this, I think. It's gonna be a 13. Oh, come on. Good Lord. Well, the fucking drain plug was tight. Nice part on this vehicle is you can actually service the oil filter from the top, so we don't have to lay underneath here and do that. While the oil's draining, we'll go up top and we will change the cartridge filter. Oh, we need the... So as I stated before, cartridge filter is there. I'm gonna set these here for now. I can put this one away. And I believe that is a 26mm. 26mm. Battery's getting low. There you go. So we're in this process of moving things around, and inch and a 16th? No. It's gonna be 1 inch, which is about 25 millimeter. Okay. I gotta dig around and find my socket and I'll bring it back. So I was wrong. This one is oh, I don't know who tightened this either. Good Lord. You don't need to be that tight. It's an O-ring. You'll break the housing on these things trying to get them that tight. I think it's what, 25 Newton meters is what the cover's gonna say. Something like that. So 24 millimeter, 15/16. This is a, what is a Chrysler cap? I was gonna say it looked like an aftermarket cap, but it is a Chrysler cap. I thought they were 25 millimeter for some reason, but you can elect to take the air tube out if you'd so choose. I do not so choose, so I'd like to take a rag and stick down here, kind of around this stuff. So when I pull this filter out, I need a rag for my hands too. 1 second. That way when I pull this filter out of here, it's not running all over everything and making a mess. So tuck that down there. Sometimes the cap wants to come separate, and that's okay. It certainly can. Set that up on top there. And it's a Napa Pro Select filter, so. Come on. It will come out of there. There we go. It's gotta be easy, otherwise you'll break that stem off in there, because that's just a little plastic stem. It's gotta be easy. We put this over in our oil filter drain, which is an old oil pan right now. There's an O-ring on here. We're gonna go ahead and replace that. Make sure your oil filter comes with one. Some of the really cheap lines do not. The middle line and upper lines will. These little pocket screwdrivers from the tool guys. These little things, if you can get one, they're great. Little magnet on the end. You can see it collects all the dust and dirt from when I was doing the brake work, but clean that thing up. I like them. I don't carry it in my pocket, but it's a handy screwdriver to have. I can't talk today. So we go ahead and snap our filter on there, like so. And the reason we're going with a Fram filter is because they were, oil and filter were on sale in a combination, and I saved the customer a little bit of money. If they had preference, I would certainly honor that preference. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to take this off to get that filter installed in there, because it doesn't seem like it wants to flex enough to do so. I'm gonna take this rag back, grab a flat screwdriver of your choice, nice long one, reaches back here. We can reach back here, take this clamp loose, or you can pull the air filter housing off. O-ring or packaged in one little box. We can do that too. I should have done it while I was checking the air filter, apparently. Most of these, in my experience, have had enough flex in them, but I don't feel like taking my chances today, so we lift that up. Slide that filter in. Turn it down as far as I can with my hands, which will be where the O-ring seats, and that's it. You just want to bottom that cap's going to bottom out there. You don't need to really be torquing on it because that's a plastic housing that filter's in, and they're prone to breaking if you over torque them. Air filter assembly back together. Tighten this clamp back up again. Not that we had to take it apart, or take it loose, but we did. There we go. This is going to take 6 quarts of 5W20. Higher mileage, warmer weather coming, it wouldn't hurt to do 5W30. In my opinion. You can do, when in doubt, go with the recommended oil. But higher, a little heavier weight oil isn't going to hurt anything with the warmer weather that we have coming, so, and the higher miles that are on this vehicle. So I'll get some oil. We'll put that plug back in. Don't forget to put your plug back in. So because the customer's looking at selling this thing, I'm going to use proper grade oil, and I was able to buy, as I stated earlier, oil filter combination to save them a little bit of money. So we are using 5W20. I already dumped my other 9/10 of a quart in here. So we're dumping 5 more in, and this thing will be full. Sure you get your oil cap back on. Perfect. We will go stow our oil funnel over here, and that drains into a old calf bottle, and then you can just take that out, dump it out. All your funnels drain out nice, they're not laying all over and all that stuff. So I have a pile more of them that need to go in there. I usually have a big stack, but it's okay. So let's get the tires back on this thing. We'll start it up, check her for oil leaks, make sure our brake pedal feels good, and we'll go take it for a drive. Okay, so as I said, these things are prone to cracking. So you want to look down in your engine valley down there, make sure you aren't pulling any oil down beside that oil filter housing, because I have seen them crack. Give it a good look underneath. Make sure you don't have any oil running out. Just for good measure, as we did before, we checked all the fluids. When I started that, I take and pump the brake pedal to push the pistons out of the calipers and close that clearance between the close the clearance between the pistons and the brake pads. Otherwise, if you go to back out of the garage, your first couple of pedal applications, you may not have any brakes because you haven't brought those pistons back out and closed that gap, and you might run into shit. So double check our level here, and then we'll get a sticker in this thing and take her for a drive. Some vehicles now, especially the new ones, need a 15-minute wait period. Make sure you're dumping in the correct amount of oil. In most of your oil change situations, there isn't 15 minutes to sit around and wait for the oil to drain back into the oil pan. So you get an accurate reading. So make sure you're double checking your specs, putting the proper amount of oil in there, and making sure that it doesn't have any leaks. Also, on a side note, because your customer is trying to sell this, make sure you do your due diligence for them and make the underhood stuff look just a little bit nicer, and it gets rid of that ring that I had on the ring that was here from setting oil filter cap on it and things like that. So on a side note here, these little oil change stickers, you can buy the things on Amazon for, or any online retailer that sells the things for next to nothing, a few pennies. Even if you're doing your own oil changes, you can pick up a roll of like 50 of them for 10 bucks or something like that. I myself prefer the adhesive-based style versus the static cling style. Static cling style is, you're going to end up cleaning a spot on the windshield, where the adhesive style, especially in a smoking vehicle, will stick to the film on the inside of the window, and you're not cleaning the windshield. So, plus the static cling ones, they come off over time and blah, blah, blah. It gets cold out and they drop on the floor and people are like, you didn't put a sticker on. I like the adhesive style better. So let's go for a drive. Okay, so that's the weather seal on that door's squeaking, but double check your brake fluid when you're done. Make sure your pedal feels good. It should feel nice and crisp, and there shouldn't be any sponge in it. It should feel like a new vehicle again. Shouldn't have much pedal travel. Shouldn't have to pump the brakes to get a good pedal, etc., etc. Because the customer lives close by, the test drive includes dropping the vehicle off and then picking up my vehicle that's there. So as a convenience to them, it works out for everybody. So just do a couple of brake pedal applications once we get it out on the highway where it's not so slick, because this road's going to be really slick. Where the highway's cleaned off, we'll do a couple of harder applications to clean the oil off the rotors and to make sure that we don't have any more brake shakes, which was the original complaint. Brake shimmy, brake shake, etc. You can see how slick that road is. Trying to do a hard brake application there, and I'm not saying really hard, just like you gotta slow down quickly, not a panic stop. Panic stop would put it into an ABS event and things like that. We just want to do a couple of moderate brake applications, like you're approaching traffic too fast or something like that. Certainly don't want to overheat brand new brake rotors and brake pads, but it also gives that resin in the brake pad, it heats it up and cures it a little bit. New ones are a lot better technology than the older ones used to be. You used to have to go out and burnish them quite a bit. These new ones, not so much. So come up to your speed limit, 55, 60. Make sure you don't have any cars behind you, because you don't want to be causing an accident, traffic jam, or anything like that. So a nice desolate road. Now this is a state highway, but there's nobody behind me, so and nice brake application. Watch your steering wheel. If the steering wheel starts trembling, you need to reassess what you did, or you need to assess other parts of the vehicle. Steering wheel is nice and smooth on that brake application, and we are good to go. Okay, so brake job, service, everything's complete on 2013 Dodge Grand Caravan. It unfortunate I didn't know it had the heavy duty brakes on it. When I ordered parts, it was available with dual piston or single piston calipers. Well, I didn't know that there was a fucking towing option. There's like 3 different fucking kinds of size rotors. I thought there was only 2. You had the big ones or the small ones. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We got it fixed. We got it right. In this case, the replacement brake pads were much more than the ones that I quoted the customer. So basically I split the cost with them on that. So I did a little bit more than break even, but that's fucking how it goes sometimes. It was my responsibility to make a good quote on it, and I'm not going to stick the customer on that. So I'm okay with it. They're okay with it. So yeah, it's fucking how it works sometimes. Treat your customer right, they'll come back to you every time. So I gotta clean up the shop in here. We'll get on to another project. If you guys like what I'm doing, throw me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell, get my notifications. Memberships are down there if you want one, and I do appreciate it. I'll see you guys again on the next one.